Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans and Randomania fans. Welcome to another race of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament 2020. I am Sonny Roth 11, and joining me is a very good friend, the real Super Pleb. How are you doing, Pleb?
Doing pretty good. It looks like I'm gonna be a Dan today over on JazzRaptr side, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same way, my friend. So we have LordFizzlebeef versus JazzRaptr, and they decided to draft. So this is an interesting party that they drafted. And to put it into perspective, Fizzle started off the draft with Fighter. JazzRaptr countered with, let's make this interesting, Double Thief. And Fizzle ends it with the Black Mage. So this is definitely an interesting party comp. Very well could merit a lot from the tail. Could also be a two-man party that we see running.
Yeah, I fully intend to see the two-man strats run throughout this seed.
They would be very interesting to see, but if you give me just one moment, I will let these runners out of the gate so that way we can see who will win this, who will go to 3-1, and who will be 2-2. So with both of these runners looking to go 3-1, we can definitely imagine that there will be blood in this match, and this is going to be a very, very interesting, to say the least. So, question in chat from Cinema V. So, Fizzle ended up winning the draft for pick and ended up starting with a fighter. JazzRaptr, on the other hand, countered that fighter with Double Thief. And Fizzle finished off that draft with a Black Mage, and that Black Mage is going to pay off very heavily due to Nuke being level 1 and Warp. And on top of that, Dangwoo's favorite spell, Quake.
I like this level 1 magic setup. It took all the trolliness out of the initial draft.
But we already see Brat coming out from the enemies, so that's definitely a thing.
And so, I think that was regular imps that had the Brax too.
Oh, if that was regular imps that had Brack, then that's pretty terrifying. But with having that level 1 nuke, it does make things really nice to start with. And this could actually easily change into a party that just runs as Fighter and Black Mage. I like that from Classic Gamer. Who knew that Tiamat would end up so afraid of imps?
Looks like LordFizzlebeef had to take a reset out of Toph here.
You know, we've seen a couple of resets out of the Temple of Fiends, and that first chest down on the bottom left only yielding a cabin. We see another cabin and a coral sword. Nice little sword to find early on. And Fizzle's going to go ahead and warp out of Temple of Fiends just to run back in, face Garland, and nuke Garland to death. As JazzRaptr is heading towards the chests right now, runs into these wolves and gets away from them as quickly as possible. Where the King of Canaria has the ruby and Princess Sarah has the crystal.
Oh, we're going to see an early Matoya check. Hopefully there's some gold there, or these runners are going to be kind of shortchanged on getting a start here in the seed.
I do have to agree with seeing an early Matoya play. And once Canal is obtained, that's also 2 extra key items that can be obtained. But the problem right now is, where's that Canal going to be? Looks like the housing market's a little more on the expensive side at $13.77 per house, so not as bad as what it could be. Still a little higher than you'd expect. And the sea is dangerous. Pleb, that was fire 2 coming out from Sharks.
Oh no, that's not a good thing you want to see in the early game, but a little encounter manipulation will get you out of trouble.
Absolutely. As JazzRaptr enters Provoca, I'm sorry, to take on the Pirates, and gets initiative with Nuke, takes him down quickly as LordFizzlebeef turns in that crystal to obtain the bottle from Matoya, finding a cloth armor, a pure potion, and the Canal, as JazzRaptr picks up the chime from Bicky the Pirate.
So the early Matoya check does pay dividends for LordFizzlebeef.
It does. And JazzRaptr, with that crystal in hand, I imagine he will be going to check that very, very quickly.
We're going to get a look at level 2 white here with Harm 3, Exit, and Cure 4.
Really good spells to have after that fighter is promoted into a knight. And as for level 2 black magic, we see Ice 3, Lit 3 as the 2 notable spells. Slow 2, not quite as notable, and Lit 2, no point in that when there's Lit 3.
These early spell levels, these early spells are really, really good for the 2-man strat. They should probably be danning off them thieves here pretty soon.
It's still a little early to determine that, just because there hasn't been any sight of Fast or Temper yet. And if those fall on 3 or 4, then definitely danning those thieves so that way they don't gain any extra levels would be beneficial. So that way they can gain levels later on in the seed. But outside of that, I wouldn't 2-man just yet. And JazzRaptr heads into Matoya's cave, picks up that Canal immediately, and is soon to be rewarded with that bottle from Matoya.
So now from here, Sonny, you have the Ruby. Do you go and do your Ruby check before you check your 3 and 4 magic, or do you run down to Elfland and see what's going on?
Considering I have Warp at level 1, my route would be turn in the Ruby, get Titans, get Sarda, head back, refill my charges, head to Crescent, get the Circle of Sages.
Yeah, I have to agree with your routing strategy there. It gets you progressing the game a lot faster, and you can always check your 3 and 4 from the Outer Sea.
Correct. Question in chat from Malakoth: draft parties? Very much so. JazzRaptr heading straight into Elfland, checking that level 3 black magic, finds Bane and Hold are probably the 2 most notable spells there.
Viz 2, Life, and Ruse. Or Life, was that Life 2 or Life?
I believe it was Life 1.
Yeah, so it's in Viz 2, Life 1, and Ruse, which is a good level 3 for the night.
Depending upon which slots they landed in. Fizzle in Dwarf's Cave, checking a few things. Not getting much out of the Dwarf Cave, as JazzRaptr running through Elfland, about to check the armor shop. Finds silver bracelets for about 5,000 gold. That's nice. But outside of that, there really wasn't too terribly much. Great night spells, but otherwise...
It looks like JazzRaptr's going to take off to Melmond or either the Dwarf Cave, and it looks like Fizzlebeef's leaving the Intercontinent right now.
Yes, and Fizzle is going to go ahead and stop in here at Melman, make a quick save, and it looks like Fizzle is heading towards Titan's Trove. I like the play. And that's Stone Touch Tigers.
Well, it's nice to see touch attacks like that early in the game.
So, I am already going to say this. I'm kind of proud of this seed so far. I was the one that rolled this, and I'm proud of this one so far.
Now it just needs to be floaterless. And I think that'll make it perfect.
If that happens, we will have the perfect storm. So, Fizzle heading towards Sarda first instead of going to the Titan's chest, which I'm not against. Definitely not against at all.
No, you can always go back and check the trove on your way back, and he gets a tail from Sarda. Not what you want to see as far as progression, but nice to have.
I mean, somebody was mentioning something about tail being super late, and, well, here it is. So next up from Fizzle, we'll be seeing what the Titan's chest actually has. As JazzRaptr is getting ready to head out of the Intercontinent and be onto the Outer Sea. That's a pro ring, a house, an iron shield, and the floater!
Oh, and the floater, that's nice, but still no canoe yet. I wonder if sages are gonna have the canoe this seed. And Lord Fizzlebeef taking a white.
Rip.
Were those lightning 2 arachnids?
Those were lightning 3 arachnids.
Lightning 3 arachnids. They have had all the bad stuff this tournament. They have just been a walking disaster.
They are the second worst arachnids I have seen today because, yeah. I'll just leave it at that, just because, yeah.
And Chad is already wishing evil on our runners. Team Marsh Keylot Canoe.
Y'all are evil and I love it.
You saw nuke arachnids?
I cannot confirm nor deny this statement because it may or may not have been preceded by 2 slips.
It looks like Lord Fizzlebeef's gonna take the Circle of Sages check here.
I gotta say I'm not against this check. As JazzRaptr obtains the floater as well, this could be one of the faster air seeds we have seen. It all comes down to what is going to be here at the Circle of Sages.
I'm hoping it's the chime, and the canoe's up in sky.
You mean the cube?
Oh yeah, the cube. The cube. They already have the chime. I meant the cube.
Because they picked up the chime from Bicky. These Peds have hardly any HP. So this is a perfect spot for Fizzle to get some beautiful, beautiful EXP. And JazzRaptr leaving Sarda. That's the Earth Rod for 20,000 in Crescent Lake. So that is knowledge as to where the the shop item is. I'm sorry. As I start stumbling over my words. JazzRaptr working on getting out of the Melmond area and onward to bigger and better things. That's fast at level 6.
With Quad X as well.
And there's the canoe.
That's what you want to see if you're a runner from a hard early game start like this.
Well, I hope y'all like a jet seed with some nasty starting enemies, because that apparently is what I've rolled until we find out what resides in Topher. No, it's really not a hard early game.
It's more of an annoying early game.
There was sarcasm in that. And a lot of sarcasm in it being a hard early game. This is probably the easiest early game anybody could ask for.
Yeah, you have some touches out of the way. Earth Cave might be a little funny if they attempted early, but I don't see that happening.
I say that and then I see level 8 temper. Level 6 fast, level 8 temper. Power bonk is very important here. All right, Fizzle, getting a Thor hammer from the fairy in the lake. So that's definitely a thing.
I think I've seen Thorhammer from Fairy more than 3 or 4 seeds now. I believe the Fairy has been chosen by Asgard.
I like this. JazzRaptr got into a really bad spot having the entire party asleep. Is that a Mazmune I just saw from Fizzle?
That is a Mazmoon.
Somebody tell me I'm not allowed to roll seeds anymore. Oh man, this is actually really nice for both of these runners, because I imagine Jazz is not going to be too terribly far behind. And Jazz has dropped to 2 warriors as it is.
I think Jazz is going to be in the air here in just a matter of moments.
Yeah, right about 2.5 minutes behind Fizzle. Jazz will be in the air.
He sees the rod in the shop. I don't know if he knows what to think about that.
Probably a minor amount of frustration. Fizzle has entered HR's office, has paperwork in hand, looks at HR, goes, "Here, have the paperwork." And boom. We have level 6 promotion on the night, level 10 for everybody else, as JazzRaptr obtains the canoe from the Circle of Sages and is ready to go turn in that floater and be in the air.
Now with the air open, there's a lot of interesting route diversions that could happen here.
There is a whole bunch of route divergence that could happen. The question is, where's Fizzle going? And the answer to that question is it's time to buy some magic.
It seems like Fizzlebeef is skipping over the Bane pickups.
I mean, there's really no massive need for Bane when you've got a Maza-wielding knight. JazzRaptr picking up the Thor hammer from the fairy in the lake. And gonna go ahead and pick up Lock on one of the ninjas and the Black Wizard.
I think LordFizzlebeef is going to stick to 3-man strats here with this early promote. I don't see the value in a 2-man strat anymore.
can't think of one off the top of my head. It's, I mean, right now, everything's looking pretty solid. As JazzRaptr picks up the Mosmune. Alright, so Fizzle has done the spell shopping. And is now headed off to Crescent. Gonna pick up that Earth Rod.
I think he's gonna stack out his key items as fast as possible and then take a grind as soon as he finds it.
That's a possibility. We could also be looking at going ahead and diving Ice Cave, since that is one of the incentivized areas. There's JazzRaptr going ahead and picking up the rest of the chests. Taking a look at levels, trying to decide volcano, ice, where do I want to go? Decides, no, I'm going to land here at the volcano.
I like this play. There's a lot of free chests to check in here on the second floor, and 2 grind tiles you can possibly get a grind going on.
And that's an instant X-Cal. And that's an instant death. As JazzRaptr turns in paperwork and promotes. All right. Fizzle. Going through the hairpin chest, checking for any key items that there could be. I hear rerolls in the chat, and I fourth the reroll, and I rolled this mess that's not a mess, and I'm disappointed in this mess that's not a mess.
It could still turn out to be a mess.
We can hope.
I don't think he's gonna get to check this chest.
Crowd control FFR, chat votes on reroll. I love it. Nukes. Oh, Fizzle takes a wipe on the Badman Nightmare tile.
And LordFizzlebeef's gonna nope out and go to Castle of Ordeals. I think this is maybe a little safer.
So, I think that taking Ordeals over Volcano right now is a slightly safer play, as JazzRaptr has been running through buying spells for that night. Reason I think this is a safer play is because the enemies themselves inside of Ordeals don't hit quite as hard, but they still do a fair amount of damage. The EXP yield, though, will be better. The only question that I have is, what are the force tiles going to have on them?
They could be really nasty. You could have unrunnable iron goals. Large Medusa packs with a touch effect. I'm hoping for something spicy.
Well, we will soon be able to find out if there is anything spicy.
And JazzRaptr making the same play. Holding hands right now in this seed.
I like this right now. We have both runners inside of Castle Ordeals. Who's going to make the wrong turn?
It's like watching a mirror match right now.
It is. All right. This sync was beautiful until it stopped.
And
really had...
Sorcerer's coming out with Squint.
And Zombie Dragon's coming out with Blaze! even is this?
A free seed, not so free right now.
This really is a glass cannon seed. Wow.
And man cats are unrunnable.
Fizzle getting a bad pillar. Is that another bad pillar? Is it going to be the last pillar in Ordeals to progress forward in the maze? It does look like it is the last pillar. Those sorcerers with squint. That's nasty.
Yeah, if I've learned anything about sorcerers over this tournament is if they have abilities, they prefer them over attacking.
Oh, very much so. JazzRaptr has to reset out. Fizzle runs into an Earth Elemental tile. And those Earth Elementals went down to about 340 damage, so they're not too terribly beefy as it stands.
No, an easy tile to get through, and
I'd like to welcome everybody from Edge's stream. Edge, thank you for the raid. Welcome to this match of LordFizzlebeef versus JazzRaptr in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament 2020. We're in the middle of a jet seed of sorts that has felt very glass cannon-y so far.
and JazzRaptr is the first through the pillar maze. Or second through the pillar maze, I'm sorry.
Yes, Fizzle made it through a little while ago. And red goils with quad X. That's an instant wipe. That is a big oof. All right. That's a gold bracelet that Fizzle just found in one of those boxes. With the correct party, this seed would be absolutely free.
Sorcerers look fairly squishy as well, going down to about 120 damage.
Yeah, the sorcerers themselves are quite squishy. As Fizzle opens the Ordeals box to find the TNT. And the tile here on Earth, not that bad. All right, so Fizzle making it out of Ordeals. Jazz, not quite so fortunate just yet. Has to hope to not run into the
Quad X gargoyles.
Yeah, thank you, because I lost my train of thought there. Because those Quad X gargoyles are going to eat JazzRaptr's lunch. Quad X goils indeed. Next thing we know, regular gargoyles are gonna have zap.
We can only hope.
Well, I've already said it.
And it looks like LordFizzlebeef is going to route over here to the waterfall cave. I like the play. You have warp.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know how to feel about this right now because armor has been a thing so far, and it hasn't been great. but you know, it's a quick check, depending upon how things go. And I still love the name of the ninja he keeps reviving. Just dead?
And I don't think Fizzlebeef picked up nuke charges on that ninja either. Or nuke, rather, on the ninja. Nope.
Yeah, no nuke on the ninja just yet. The ninja also isn't a high enough level to obtain magic charges, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. He'll be there soon enough.
All right. Lit 3 coming out, getting rid of only one of those gators.
Showing the gator his shiny silver bracelet.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta show off the nice stuff you got. All right, Fizzle gets another encounter just outside the waterfall as JazzRaptr heads over to the dwarf cave to turn in the TNT.
Hooray!
Shoutouts to the Hooray Dwarf. And, well, for those of you that said that the power bonk is going to be imperative this seed, there it is. The power bonk was held by Narek. As Fizzle enters the waterfall and continues to get ambushed by some nightmares. You put those gloves on your hand, and then suddenly you have the power to make things blow up.
Yeah, it's a great item to have with Temper being at level 8. It's almost required at this point.
Alright, JazzRaptr heading back to Canaria as Fizzle continues diving deeper into the waterfall. I have to agree with that sentiment. Having 16, 17, and 30 minutes feels really good.
Yeah, even with the wipes and some of the rough middle dungeons here.
And we saw Out of Bounds Bat, so massive shout-outs to our good friend Out of Bounds Bat.
And it looks like lightning 3 arachnids on the trap tile, but LordFizzlebeef gets initiative and nukes him out of his way.
So, before I even answer that question, that's a loose cube already. There's the loot! All that's needed at this point.
Oh, and a katana.
Oxyale and key, and free seed!
So, our weapons are very, very top tier right now. You couldn't ask for more in the weapons department, but armor is still lacking. Not a single ribbon found yet.
Yeah, there has not been a single question in chat for me from Min the Mage. Was I even trying? Obviously, Min, the answer is no. But then again, we're still pretty early on in the seed. So, I could have rolled a nasty Temple of Fiends Revisited, but we will find out when that time comes.
I do like this ice cave play by JazzRaptr.
I like the ice play from JazzRaptr as well. This is really, really nice.
Nothing really to speak of at level 5 black magic, so I think magic's pretty set for the seed. I think we're just gonna see who can clear this the fastest at this point. There's it doesn't seem like there's any tricks just yet.
And Fizzle getting that power bonk. That's going to be really nice. Since Temper is level 8, that's already one less spell that Fizzle will have to worry about. All right. JazzRaptr healing up. Ready to check the box here in ice. And that's the crown from the ice incentive. All right, and this is a Saria tile, so this is actually a really nice tile to get quite a few levels. Decent EXP right here. Fizzle buying out cabins, making sure he's well stocked and ready to go for later on in this game.
Looks like Jazz is going to take a small grind here so he can get his exit levels.
I like
his
this.
Exit charges.
I like this idea because Sarias are great to farm out some EXP on. Decent amounts of EXP, and doesn't look like their HP is too terribly high. But Fizzle over here has been just going, buying the spells, making sure he's going to be absolutely ready for anything. Fizzle returning to Crescent Lake, checking the armor shop, going into the Black Magic shop to buy that level 6 fast and Quad X. Quad X also going to be really nice to have. He's going to head on up to the Ice Cave. Or should we call this the Nice Cave?
Yeah, I think this is a nice cave. Once FizzleBeef sees that Saria tile, do you think he grinds his endgame levels down here? Or is he just going to warp out after he sees the crown?
Considering he still has one more loose item and there is a possibility that both loose are required, I don't think it's going to be a grind. I think he's going to take 1, maybe 2 encounters of it, and that's it. But we shall soon find out as he runs into unrunnable Frost Dragons, and JazzRaptr just getting levels 16 and 17. Looking pretty good right now. Alright, Fizzle obtaining the crown. Already has the ability to go through Earth, Sky, and then due to the floater, could also go through Volcano. The only item that's missing right now is the Oxy Ale.
And we can always hope that that's buried somewhere in Marsh.
And Key. I did forget about Key. Thank you, Shadow Walker. Is Fizzle going to do what I think he's going to do?
He's gonna take a solo fighter grind on this.
Ooh, okay, I like this actually. I like the option.
He does have life charges, so
He has life charges. He has Cure 4. His objective right now is to get rid of both the Ninja and the Black Wizard. There goes the Black Wizard. Now it's just the Ninja. And there goes the Ninja. So now Fizzle is just going to solo knight this for a little bit.
how high do you go, Sonny, if you decide to take this grind?
Solo knight, 30. I
Yeah.
think 30 would be a good stopping point. But 24 definitely for the next breakpoint on Mazza. If I wanted to go for full end game here, then I'd be going for 30. But outside of that, no, getting that 5th hit on Mazza is extremely valuable, and it increases the damage output by just that much more.
As Tarnin's pointing out that, or as Classic Gamer's pointing out, the lack of temper must be weighing on his mind. Or no, that was Tarnin.
Yes, and JazzRaptr picking up a ribbon in the 6 chests down here at the bottom of ice. As Fizzle is working on taking down all of these Saurias. Now Fizzle does have Waterfall done over JazzRaptr. But right now, that's the only real difference.
And JazzRaptr's gonna have some time to catch up if Fizzle takes a fairly extended grind here.
I like that from Simple Sarah. A ribbon or a ribbon plus 100? We must go higher than that. A ribbon plus 1,000!
Why stop at 1,000? It should be over 9,000.
I can't do the voice right now. I promised myself I wouldn't. Alright, so we got Fizzle still killing away these Saurias. JazzRaptr finishing up Ice Cave. I'd like to welcome everybody from Moonblaze Wolf stream. Welcome, Raiders, to this match of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament 2020, LordFizzlebeef versus JazzRaptr. One of these two will be 3-1. I'm Sonny Roth 11, and my friend here with me is the Super Pleb. And while we have a moment, I want to give a massive shout out to Crab Cakes doing the tracking, and the man bringing you all of this, Dangwoo. I'd like to thank you all for joining us.
We're gonna get to see the crown turn in first here from JazzRaptr. And we have a slab. So fetching continues.
So, hey Pleb, I heard you want to do a fetch quest.
Yeah. And I hope it ends in the opal bracelet.
It can't end in the opal bracelet.
Did we see it?
Maybe it could. Hang on. I'm running this through my head. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I know we haven't seen an opal. But I would like to see a fetch quest into another fetch quest into another fetch quest. But the chances of that happening are slim to none. As JazzRaptor turns in that slab, and
Did LordFizzlebeef wipe out of Ice Cave? Did we miss something?
No, he warped out of. He ended up leaving Ice Cave.
He hit the exit at level 30.
Which I gotta say, I like that. 30 is pretty good for it. But right now, we've got Fizzle diving back into the ice cave. We've got JazzRaptor heading down towards Lefane to find out what that slab is going to turn into after being translated with Dr. Un. I really want to see an herb come out of this. I want to see an herb, or I want to see the adamant. No, instead it's the Mystic Key! That is really nice to see from the slab turn in. As Fizzle continues taking on more and more of the Saurias. All right, JazzRaptor looking to be in a pretty good spot. Still needs to buy that Earth Rod from Crescent Lake. Has to go to Waterfall to get the cube and the loot.
He's in the area. He probably stops at Waterfall.
That's a big possibility, as Fizzle is about to pick up that ribbon. And everything is just gonna run away from Fizzle now. And JazzRaptor gonna go ahead and head straight into... Oh man, going straight into the Earth Cave.
Now he's deciding against it now. He's playing with our hearts.
Don't play with my emotions now, JazzRaptor. All right, checking the key locks here. I'm gonna go ahead and check the tiles. Those are some gargoyles that... Hey, Poison Touch.
And some Gerwolves. Not what you're looking for.
A big old womp from those spike tiles in Northwest Castle.
Gonna come up here and check the Dwarven Armory. So, triple dip dwarves, maybe? Or quadruple dip. This is his third time through.
Technically speaking, it is. It all depends on what the other loose item ends up being. And that's a black shirt that was found in the armory of Dwarf Cave. Fizzle going to turn in that crown, about to be rewarded with the slab. And then we'll be able to translate the slab, take it to Lefane, and get that Mystic Key.
Now, as far as us viewers and us commentators, our best hope can be is a loose oxyhale somewhere in the world.
Loose oxyale in...
Or loose herb.
You know what? Let's go all the way. Loose oxyale in Marsh Keylock.
That's what I'm talking about.
JazzRaptor going to check Keylock's Canaria as Fizzle is heading towards the place that we all know and love. That's right, heading towards Lefane, not the castle in the sky. At least not yet on the castle in the sky.
LordFizzlebeef showing off his certificate from Al Markin's flight school there.
JazzRaptor not getting anything from Keylocked Canaria and is now heading into Keylock's Temple of Fiends. This is a strong encounter tile.
He forgot to refresh his charges on the ninja, so he had to reset out. That's no fun.
That's unfortunate, because that was a beautiful pack. That was a max pack for Wizard Vampire Vampires.
Vampires have cremate, which isn't too awful.
And Fizzle finds some steak and wings. Or should I call him left front bumper?
I think left front bumper is appropriate in this situation.
Since we all like to come up with different names for Fizzle. Alright, Fizzle has made it into Mirage Tower, and I see Slep come out from something, and all I can think...
And Nightmares with Nuke. The Nightmares nuke him, and he takes a wipe in Mirage.
What the heck? Are you serious right now? That is the second slip into Nuke that I have seen today.
So, while the seed is free, I'm gonna call it semi-free.
Oh my gosh. Okay, 2 ribbons. It's time to get out. Okay. Fizzle has found a second ribbon, didn't go out to save with it.
I think he's gonna come up here and check greater than less than, and he's got a level 30 fighter, so he's probably just gonna push through all the sky here.
That's a big possibility. And JazzRaptr is just down to the Knight right now against the Vampire Wizard Vampires, trying to run away. Does get away, but that Knight's looking a little worse for wear. And Fizzle finding the white shirt in the greater than less than room, as well as an Aegis shield.
Fizzle's getting all the endgame gear he needs.
Holy cow, that's all 3 ribbons, the Aegis shield. Fizzle's loaded for bear. Fizzle's looking really, really good right now. Gear at this point.
Yeah,
Only thing that would be even better is finding Dragon Mail, and I think it's ice armor.
Yeah, if he can get a hold of ice armor, or even flame armor for the ninja, or even opal at this point, because he's just rocking iron on that knight right now.
Alright, Fizzle about to head into everybody's favorite area of the game, the Sky Castle. As JazzRaptr picks up X-Cal, goes ahead and equips it on the Knight, and moves that Mosmian elsewhere for now.
And a 4 Aranki low trap tile. That's just rude.
4 Arankelos, it's rude, but it's definitely not the worst you could see. So there is still a hunt going on for one more loose item overall. And Jazz, yeah, Jazz still has not gone to Waterfall quite yet. If Jazz goes to Waterfall, then that would be the cube as well as that loot.
Demon Frog, yes, Oxyhail is still unaccounted for.
There is a possibility that it could be in the incentive chest here in Sky. If it's not, then it's going to be loose. That is an ice armor found for Fizzle, so that's a very good piece of chest armor found. Just need one more, and that's going to be it. All right. Jazz going to check the actual armory portion of the volcano. Running into those Argoyles that have Quad X. He got wiped from them earlier in Castle Ordeals. Getting initiative, getting through them, having no problems whatsoever. Definitely a little scary, but that's the loose adamant in Volcano. In the armory in and of itself, no less.
So JazzRaptr is in no mode, and if this adamant turns into the Oxyhail, this could give him the time he needs to catch back up to LordFizzlebeef.
That is very true. However, Fizzle is on Sky 2. This could be big. This could be very big. This could be the herb. This could be the Oxyale. If this is the Oxyale, Fizzle will be in go mode. JazzRaptr going ahead and picking up fast as well as Quad X. And this chest is the Opal Bracelet. That is going to be adamant into herb into Oxyale. That is Terabad. That is huge for JazzRaptr right now.
Despite how free the seed's been, we haven't had anybody light an orb yet, and we're approaching the 60-minute mark here.
That is very, very true. This seed itself has been pretty free. And right now, JazzRaptr has that Oxyale. Only has to go to Waterfall and will enter go mode. So, Pleb, let me ask you this question. With the two key items JazzRaptr's missing and being in pretty much no mode, would you have gone to Waterfall and then gone straight into a Sea Shrine?
No. Actually, I'd clear out Fire, Earth, then go to Waterfall, and then clear out Sea Shrine, then clear out Sky. I think that gives you the optimal routing. You get to clear up your orbs, you don't have to fly back.
I like it.
And if you've got a house on you and you don't use too many heal pots and don't have to restock, Topher's just right there, a hop skip from air.
Now, with JazzRaptr going through Volcano, that is true. He does not have the information that the cube is loose in Waterfall. And get your Bless RNGs out because we got Fizzle on the Bridge of Destiny, moving equipment around, getting ready in case a Warmech does show up. So, let us see a Warmech show up. Let's get it. Let's go, Warmech.
We need Warmech to have all the non-elementals to really have a tough fight.
2 Red Hydra fights so far. And a third encounter is Air Elementals. Are we going to see a Warmech? The answer is not just yet. Fizzle, though, walks up to Tiamat and goes, I challenge you. Open up with some speed and power, hitting Tiamat pretty well. And Tiamat not dealing too much damage in return. Nuke for 226. 10 hits for 853. Is going to take down Tiamat 1. And Fizzle has the first orb on the board at the 59-minute, 30-second mark.
Now, I have a question for you, Sonny. After you full clear sky and don't find the loose that you're looking for, what do you do next?
Continue clearing in order of density that I have access to.
So you would hit up Volcano next.
And Volcano would be my next play. As JazzRaptr is taking on Carrie, but Carrie taking a nuke into an X-Cal swing. That was pretty much it.
And LordFizzlebeef is just loaded for his Topher dive. I couldn't ask for anything more in the equipment department.
Yeah, Fizzle's definitely looking solid on equipment, but making these key lock chests. I mean, I like the play of making the key lock chests, but as you and I, as well as the viewers know, they're not helping him out at all.
Yeah, there's just nothing in any of these key locks worth wasting the time to check right now. And I like the play from JazzRaptr, completing... Oh, he finds defense in the hairpins.
That defense sword in the hairpin chests, that's a very nice find from JazzRaptr. Alright, Fizzle. Checking through these caves in the Dwarven Armory, not finding much of anything, then sees that black shirt and goes, you know what, that's actually really nice, but not as nice as the white shirt I've got.
Now, if LordFizzlebeef is checking key locks, does he go Marsh?
I do not think so.
No cheeky Marsh check from either runner.
So Fizzle checking what most of us would consider the last key lock check. And now it's time to dive this fiery mountain? Yeah, fiery mountain. Mount Gold.
Mount Gurgu?
Gurgu Volcano. So Fizzle is in the neighborhood where the adamant lies that turns into the herb that then turns into the oxy ale. and skipping past the X-Cow, which just caused me to stop in mid-thought.
I can understand. You've got the Masa on the warrior and the katana on the ninja. You don't need it at this point.
Yeah, X-Cow really isn't much for Fizzle, considering that katana, as well as the Mazmuna, have been found. That katana being a little bit nicer because it's got a little more crit rate.
And JazzRaptr making the Earth Cave play. I can't say I agree with this. Even if I didn't know what was in Waterfall, I still wouldn't agree with this play.
Yeah, I'm with you there. And Fizzle picking up the defense sword. So, here in just a moment, with seeing how Fizzle's going through this, he is going to get that adamant, realize that he knows exactly what's going to happen with that adamant, and then blitz through the rest of Volcano, turn in the adamant, turn in the herb, get that oxy ale. And then I think, if I know Fizzle like I do, I think he's going to head towards Sea Shrine and back towards Earth Cave.
Yeah, I don't think he checks any more chests after he finds the adamant either.
Which is right there. There's that adamant that will lead into the rest of the fetch quests for Go Mode for LordFizzlebeef. And if I were to say that many Z's, then yeah. I don't know how long I would be sitting here just going zzz. So, with that, Fizzle is most definitely in no mode. And Fizzle has decided to put the pedal to the metal while JazzRaptr has been running through the Earth Cave. Alright. Ogre's being a little mean.
Nothing that he can't handle.
I absolutely have to agree. And thanks to those Cure 4 charges, Fizzle is back up and thinking, this is going to be easy. He's got 3 ribbons. He's got all the offense in the world. And just like that, Carrie goes down. So with that, Fizzle is ready to turn in the adamant. But first, a pit stop in the Earth Cave.
Gonna hit a couple of sweet jumps down here and go turn in that adamant.
And JazzRaptr working on heading through the Earth Cave still. So, I just read what got posted in chat, and that caught my attention, and is absolutely beautiful. I love it. JazzRaptr and Fizzle both on the 3rd floor of Earth Cave. And unfortunately, Fizzle getting stopped by a few mummies on the way. Jazz still running checking chests due to not finding that loot or the loose cube.
And as Caleb pointing out in chat, he's been advocating for Marsh the entire tournament. That is true.
Oh, Arachnids with Lit 3. Striking back at JazzRaptr. As LordFizzlebeef approaches this thing. Yeah, that was the thing.
Not even taking the greed chest. He's not wasting a single step in his routing here. It's a fun go mode to watch.
I gotta say, I'm liking this go mode right now. This has been quite a nice go mode so far. Fizzle has not let off of that pedal at all. And these Spectres have slowed. So these Spectres are just making this battle take longer than it really needs to. JazzRaptr still running with the solo Knight up. And now JazzRaptr taking out that thing. It's a speed bump. We'll go with that.
Pothole.
Yeah. Pothole. There we go. Oops, all unrunnables. All right. Fizzle taking on... I don't remember this boss. Except apparently this boss is demanding a little bit of respect because it just survived a nuke roll. Lich survived nuke.
Well, he does tend to trip over cracks and fall to his death quite a bit, so...
Alright. So now that Fizzle has 3 of the 4 dungeons done, he's going to stop and talk to Hooray Dwarf a couple of times, grab the herb from the Dwarven Blacksmith, and then head towards the Elven Castle in order to pick up the Oxy Ale, be in go mode, head towards Sea Shrine, and be ready to break the time loop.
Meanwhile, in Earth Cave, JazzRaptor still running through and on his solo Knight full clear.
One Knight to rule them all? Alright, Fizzle has made it to Onrak, ready to dive into the Sea Shrine, but first, he must restock on the heal potions.
That's very important, as going into Sea Shrine yields some pretty nasty enemies like ghosts and lobsters and sea snakes.
Sea trolls.
And ghosts.
Ghosts and stuff. And, you know, the unrunnable Sahagin packs. Yes, Dimmerine, you heard lobsters, but it wasn't from me. Fizzle's levels are actually looking really good right now.
Mid to upper 20s, and hey, has this fighter hit 32 yet?
I think the fighter's over 32. So, Edge Figaro in chat asking, what does the robot have? The robot had the loot, and the chests above the robot have the cube. Fizzle making quick work of Sea Shrine. JazzRaptr taking on Lich. 5 hits for 243 from the solo Knight, and then another 5 hits, 349 to take down Lich 2. So with that, Jazz has 2 orbs lit to Fizzle's 3.
And Lord Fizzlebeef not letting any foot off the gas, not even checking the free greed chest on the way down. Lord Fizzlebeef is a man on a mission right now.
He really is. And unfortunately, he keeps getting blocked by all these Sahagin encounters.
Yeah, this is my least favorite part about about Sea Shrine is the unrunnable Sahag fights. They're just they are the worst. They're the worst thing ever.
I may have said Lich 2, and if I did, then That Lich 1 was about as respected as Lich 2 is. Alright, Fizzle. Running through the depths of the Sea Shrine. Getting to the orb to challenge the Kraken. Opening up with a swing from the Bosmian and double nuke. 296 damage from the first nuke roll, 5 hits for 328 from the Knight, and another nuke roll for 159. It's going to take down Kraken 1. With that, Fizzle is ready to head 2,000 years into the past.
I don't think he used any heal pots through that Sea Shrine either.
He did not.
So we get roughly a 3-minute Sea Shrine visit from Lord Fizzlebeef, and
Ooh, did you see the ability that gas dragons have?
no, I did not.
They have damage poison.
Oh, so they're vanilla.
It's their vanilla poison. All right, Fizzle has entered Topher. We'll call it an hour 15-minute mark. This could be really fast, though there could also be a massive gatekeeper here. Fizzle has been on cruise throughout most of this seed.
And JazzRaptr getting the disappointing information of the nuke nightmares.
Poor Jazz getting nuked by a nightmare after getting put to sleep by it. Alright, Fizzle has made it to the Phantom Tile. That's just a Hydra and an Ocho this time around. So Fizzle has made it into the back of Topher. More Slep coming out on JazzRaptr's side from the Nightmares. He makes it out of the encounter, no problem. This Topher is just flying right now for Fizzle. I'm sorry to cut you off there, pleb.
Taking a little heal break so he doesn't get killed by some of the nastier encounters here on the floor, and I wouldn't want to waste any of my life charges this early into a dive.
Not just the life charges, but even the restorative magic charges. Because he does have access, he does have Cure 4, he's got Cure 3. He's got everything he really needs on the Knight. But unfortunately, he's getting into a few encounters right now. JazzRaptr has made it to the robot to find these arachnids that are just going to open up, raining Lit 3.
And Lord Fizzlebeef draws Lich 2. No respect for Lich 2 on his side. Lich dropping a Bane. A nuke roll for 310 finishes off, and Lord Fizzlebeef is onto the fire floor.
As JazzRaptr picks up the loot and is about to pick up the cube, there is the cube for JazzRaptr. And that is it. JazzRaptr is in go mode.
If I'm in JazzRaptor's shoes, I feel way behind after full clearing in Earth, and then finding my second loose in Waterfall.
All right, Fizzle walking up to the carry 2 tile. Heals up beforehand. Gonna show a little bit of respect. And into the carry 2 fight he goes. Fast going onto the Knight. Quad X coming out from carry. Knight swings. 5 hits. 547. That's a paper carry too!
Well, we still have this next, what I like to call the Universal Gatekeeper of Topher, Kraken 2 coming up.
So far, this seed has been pretty free. I'm not going to lie. But we still have Kraken 2, Tiamat 2, and Chaos remaining. As Fizzle heals up, prepares himself. Time for the Stone Ninja to come back. Dead has returned from being stoned. We're going to see Fast. We're going to see Nuke. And we're going to see a swing. Nuke comes out. 274. Fast goes onto the Knight. Kraken hits for nothing and takes 366 damage from Fast Knight. And that's it for Kraken 2. All right. Fizzle healing up yet again. The preparations are made for Tiamat 2. Here it goes. Nuke coming out from the Ninja again. Fast going on to the Knight. The Nuke comes out first. 139 damage. Fast going out. And there's Cure 4 from Tia 2. So that's out of the pool. 7 hits for 523 coming out from the Knight. So seeing that Cure 4 is really, really nice. 145 damage coming out from the Nuke. 4 hits, 175 from the Knight. Dead is dead. Nuke coming out from the Black Wizard for 132. No more Nuke charges on that Ninja. Another Nuke charge coming out from the Black Wizard though. 2 hits, 57 damage from the Ninja. And there is Swirl coming out from Tia 2. Nuke comes out, 106 damage. Hit swinging that Mosmian. 6 hits, 290. Now this is a fight. 6 hits though for 266 from a hit is going to take out Tiamat 2. All that stands between Fizzle and being 3-1 is Chaos himself. With that said though, Fizzle using the magic that he has, a little bit of it, ends up healing and reviving, or ends up reviving Dead from the dead, using heal potions, healing up the rest of the Light Warriors, has both ninjas in the front, and talks to Chaos to initiate the fight. White shirt coming out from the lesser health Dead. Chaos immediately swinging towards the Black Wizard for 248 damage. White shirt coming out, getting that evasion. More white shirt coming out, more swings onto Chaos. 3 hits for 79 damage. Mosby hits 7 damage. White shirt coming out. Nuke comes out from the Black Wizard, dealing about mid-range damage, and that's it for the Black Wizard. Black Wizard is done. 13 damage coming out from the better geared Dead. White shirt coming out from the lower level Dead. Night swing, 7 hits, 864 damage. Chaos is still standing. That's 1,500. But 8 hits, 894 damage seals the deal, giving LordFizzlebeef the win with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 16 seconds as JazzRaptr takes down Kraken 1. GG's to Fizzle. Oh, okay. So, now that I have my breath again, JazzRaptr only needing 1 orb to be ready to go into the Temple of Fiends Revisited. And I love that from Caleb. Want to get large freezer bags. Except it's a way to go large freezer bags. Because I misread it. But even still. Large freezer bags. Beautiful. And we are joined by our winner, LordFizzlebeef. GG's, my friend.
Hi.
Unfortunately, JazzRaptr has decided to forfeit. So, hey, Fizzle.
Yeah.
Free seat is free?
No. It's not free if you return it to sender.
So how about the sleep in a nuke?
Yeah. I didn't know that, like... Alright, when I bounced out of Volcano the first time, it was purely off of the melee power of the Nightmares and the Badmen to go along with it. I looked at it and was just like, there's, like, this encounter as it is, there's no way I can do this. And then, wouldn't you know it, when I see Nightmares again eventually, it's just like, oh, by the way, they have first spell nuke. It's just like, what? Huh? I made a real good decision early on, even if it did cause me to full clear extra dungeons.
Yeah, so those Nightmares just leading off with sleep, you see that and you're like, okay, this is pretty tame, and then you see that nuke and you're like, and that was just uncalled for.
Yeah, yeah.
We are joined by JazzRaptr as well. GG's JazzRaptr.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we
Hi.
can. I do have to say, JazzRaptr, you were running quite well until you put off Waterfall. And I want to ask you, what was going through your head with putting off Waterfall? Were you waiting to do it until you had Oxyale? Or was there something else that was in your mind for it?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, that was kind of the idea, is to loop them together, the Oxyale with the Waterfall run. But, I mean, you never know where that loose item's going to be, and in this case, it just kind of bit me.
Did you end up going to Volcano Armory super early?
Not super early, but I did go to Volcano before I did the Waterfall, for sure.
Okay.
I did, by the time I got to the Waterfall, I had done Earth and Volcano and taken care of all that.
Yeah, by the time I hit Volcano, I'd done Ordeals, Waterfall, Full Clear Sky, did Ice.
Usually, I do put the Ordeals Waterfall play up front. I guess I was just kind of thinking on the fly, trying to figure out if I could get the Oxyale beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, when you guys both made the Ordeals play, it was a mirror match.
Yeah, you both were literally holding hands throughout all of Ordeals.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because I bounced out of Volcano that early, it's just like, okay, my levels are garbage, my gear is garbage, my cash is garbage. I need resources. What the usually easy place? Ordeals. Let's try that. It can't be worse than Volcano.
So you say it's easy, and then throw yourself into JazzRaptr shoes here for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, JazzRaptr,
Yeah,
you want to tell me what those red goils had?
not happy things.
Oh.
What were they? Were they the poison guys? I can't even remember at this point.
They
They
were the
had
ones that
Quad
wiped
X.
you out with Quad X.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
No, that was wonderful. It was Quad X, Red Gulls, and then Nightmares that had Nuke. Or no, those were the Caribs with Nuke, and Nightmares had something else.
Nightmares went slept in a nuke.
Yeah.
So yeah, you actually dodged a pretty good bullet in Ordeals, Fizzle, by not really seeing red goils.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. I did wipe to my very first encounter, but
Oh,
Yes.
was it imps with
no, I meant in. I was pretty sure it was Imps of Brack. Yeah, I wiped to that in TOF, and then it took me a couple of resets before I got back there. No, but in Ordeals, my first encounter was one little wafer thin zombie D, and it just shut my party down. And I was just like, this is garbage. I would rather reset than see this through.
No, I get it for sure. Yeah, it's amazing how just one play can make you feel like that you're way behind. Like as soon as I saw that loose cube, I was like, oh my god, I am so far behind right now.
That's the exact feeling I had when I hit Volcano Armory. The check that everyone everywhere does, and see the one missing loose I had, and it's just like, I am 20 minutes behind. I am so done. I am so sunk.
Except you weren't 20 minutes behind.
You were 20 minutes ahead, and then you stomped your foot on the gas.
You were well ahead, and then your foot just went, and then, well, the rest is history at this point.
C'est la vie, I suppose.
So, Fizzle, you're going 3-1.
Yep.
You are in a pretty scary set of people.
Yep.
Is there any person that you would want to face in the 3-1 pool?
I mean, I was talking about it with her earlier, and purely for like the memes and the legacy and the show we could put on, I would like to get matched up with Danny. Just because I think it could be, I think we could make a real good show out of it. I'd also like to get matched up with Falconic, because I am very still mad about the last tournament we were in where he taunted me into drafting and I lost. I would be taunted into drafting again, and then I want to win. Basically those two.
And JazzRaptr, as for you, my friend, 2-2. Another fairly scary pool as well.
Oh yeah, no, this is going to be a very scary matchup this round. I'm just kind of hoping to get to the heads up match with all the people coming in. I don't know. I mean, is it 4-2 that gets into the brackets, or is it 5 or 5-1?
5-1 automatically gets
guaranteed.
in. 4-2 has the play-in race.
Yeah, so I'm okay with going for the play-in race. It might be a lot of fun, actually. My hope.
So a question to both of you, as we've got all our incentive dungeons wrapped up, and we get a random one next week. Any particular flags that you're looking for? Any
Not Earth.
incentivized?
Not Earth. Any of them but Earth. Just not Earth.
I am hoping for Earth, to be honest with you, LFD.
I'm
Because
glad
I
I'm not
think-
the only one hoping Earth.
Because I think that Earth has the most shenanigans in it. It might be a good watching.
I hate Earth Cave. It ruins everything.
It only ruins everything if you have nuclear arachnids.
It's like Marsh,
my
but
God.
longer. Terrible. No, we had Lightning 3 arachnids this seed.
I know you did. You're welcome.
I watched that as soon as I saw that trap tile in front of the robot too. I was like, "Are you serious? Not more."
Like I said, you're welcome. I generated a really nice seed until it wasn't really nice. Oh. But even still, GG's to you two.
Thanks.
Pleb, do you have anything else for them, my friend?
For JazzRaptr, anybody in the 2-2 pool you don't want to race?
Oh well, I mean, okay, 2-2 pool. Let's see. LordFizzlebeef, you're at 3-1 right now. So the winners of this match went 3-1. So is the answer Spellzap that I don't want to play? Is Spellzap 2-2 right now?
I
Dang.
believe so.
I
Dang
believe
got him last time,
Spellzap
right?
is 2-2 right now, and
Yeah.
Tracker Crabcake's confirming he is 2-2.
That would be the one I don't want to face.
Well, you've got him, Bert, and Ale Markin in the 2-2 pool.
Yep. Yep.
And Asher.
Spellzap says for you not to worry about it.
Okay. Well,
Spellzap, my
thank you,
friend, I
Spellzap.
always worry about you. Anybody that you're not hoping for in a 3-1 fizzle?
I read the list earlier. I mean, Crab Cakes is the PTSD special, but beyond that, I don't remember who was in what bracket. I just don't.
Well, I mean, there it is. Crab Cakes, you're getting the love with the PTSD special. So that's definitely a thing. As I'm trying not to laugh so hard from that. But I do believe that is going to be for us tonight for this race. Definitely be sure to give LordFizzlebeef and JazzRaptr both a follow, as well as our tracker Crab Cakes, our broadcaster Dangwoo, my fellow commentator, the real Super Pleb as well. Because these guys are all awesome. This community is awesome. Be sure to join the Discord. We have more tournament action coming up. This is only the 4th week of 6 of the Swiss stages. So we still have 2 more weeks of it, and then we have a couple more races before we go into the bracket stages, where things will get very intense. Pleb, my friend, do you have anything you would like to add?
Yeah, I'd like to give a big shout out to the whole community who puts this tournament on and takes the time out of their day to come commentate and do these races. It's been a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying it for everything it's worth.
It's much appreciated, Pleb. And as Dangwoo linked, definitely be sure to join the Discord. We will help you out. We all love this game. We play this game. We love this game. And we have fun playing and racing against each other. On behalf of our 2 runners, LordFizzlebeef and JazzRaptr, our broadcaster Dangwoo, our tracker Crab Cakes, my co-commentator, the real Super Pleb, I'm Sonny Wrath 11. We will see you all next time for more of the Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament 2020. Have a great evening.